Hey everybody, it's Trigger Bar Philosopher. Welcome back out to the range. Today we've got a fun one. We're going to be looking at a slide-mounted optic on the Tanfoglio 10mm Gold Match. That's a 6-inch version. Let's get to shooting. All right, so we're taking a look at the Tanfoglio Gold Match. It's a 6-inch version. It's chambered in 10mm, and I have put a slide-mounted optic on it. I'll put some footage in here that shows when it is cut for an optic, and when I used their mounting plate, man, it was disastrous and ended up with some scars. So we'll show that as we're talking and moving along. But yeah, so I ended up buying this frame mounting solution. Again, there are 4 screw holes in in this frame, and they are on this side and they are on this side, and so it allows you to mount one of these frame mounted optic holders. So I had to find one. It took me a while to get one that was cut for an RMR, and on top of it I have the Holosun Comp. Haven't talked much about that, but it's a pretty cool reticle because there are 3 different reticles. There's actually, I think there are 4. There's a small dot, a bigger 8 MOA dot. There's like a 1 or 2 MOA dot, an 8 MOA dot, and then I think like a 20 MOA dot, and then a 60 MOA dot or 30 MOA dot, something like that. Several different options. We'll put a picture on the different optic options for that. So yeah, so I want to test this out. I must admit I'm a little worried because, man, looks like it took away all of my hole here for ejecting. So I want to test, see if this ejects. And then in theory, this should be, it should be a better mount than the Optic cut because that had all sorts of problems. But then over in this, in theory, should reduce recoil because it's not reciprocating. You don't have additional mass reciprocating on top of your slide. So that's the theory. We're going to test that out. We're going to do some slow-mo, and we'll see if we can't get a capture of what the angles are. I'll try to pull some old video out. That may be a little shady, and try to compare it. But yeah, let's get to shooting. All right, so we're just going to take a couple of shots, test for reliability, and then we're going to see if we can get some zoom ins, see what happens with that. Well, the round flew out. I heard it. I have not zeroed on my optic. I am way high. See if we can get this down low. Oh, we got a little bit of jam here. I don't think that had anything to do with ejection. That's poor feeding. This is some hollow points, and I don't typically shoot hollow points with my 10mm. So it's an XTP bullet. All right, well, let's zero this optic just a little bit more, and then we'll do some slow-mo. Okay, we have 4 more of these rounds. We'll put them on the upper left-hand target, see what kind of accuracy we can get with this on the frame-mounted safety, or frame-mounted optic. Not bad. Saw it climbing a little bit on me. Probably went a little faster than I should have, but not bad. Now let's see if we can see what the recoil looks like. All right, what we're going to be shooting is I'm running low on different types of ammo. No longer have those hollow points. I now have some of the really good stuff. It's the mono metal. I think it's 190 grain solid copper from Buffalo Bore. This is some spicy stuff, so this will be a great test to see what the recoil looks like on the optic, frame-mounted optic on the Tanfoglio. Okay, so we're just going to take a couple of looks at this. I know it's an imprecise measurement, but it just does a decent job of demonstrating the muzzle flip on your firearm and something that I am shooting. Again, lots of variables: how well I control muzzle flip, how well the gun does, how much the gun weighs, the ammunition that I'm shooting, lots of things going into it. In that first one, we saw 25 degrees. The second one, we saw 30 degrees. Not uncommon for there to be variation from round to round, depending on my grip, depending on my strength, how well I'm doing at managing the recoil. Then I had to go into the archives to find a good example, and it's not great. There's a couple of angles. Also, I'm shooting blazer brass instead of the buffalo bore. But on this first one, we got about 32 degrees. That's the best I got. Could be 5 degrees less, could be 5 degrees more, but that's the best I could do. And on this second shot, we got right around the same amount, right around 30 degrees on that. So we saw 25 and 30 and 30 and 32. I think there is a little bit of difference in the muzzle flip. I think if I lined it up, but I'm not taking this optic out and mounting it again. So it's just going to have to cover it for now. All right, so let me know what you think about mounting a optic to the frame instead of the slide. I think there's some real positives to that. Most of the time, though, that you're only going to see this is on some real race guns. And people that have very specific holsters, they're trying to get as much performance as possible out of them. You can get them on a TX22 in their competition version. It's really pretty nice. If you haven't seen those, check out Big Johnson's channel, who has recently been showing his TX22 and some of the things that he's done that, and really helps keep the gun less. Again, the principle is the less you have on your slide, less weight, the less reciprocation is going to happen when you're moving back and forth. We're talking about physics. I know, as my daughter would say, Dad, can't do math on weekends. I got it. I hear you. However, the point is it can help you out. That's one of the reasons why I really like the Tanfoglio, is it has that very small slide and you can get very high on the bore axis on it. It's very similar to the CZs that are out there. So let me know what you guys think. Frame mounted, slide mounted. Certainly I would prefer slide mounted if I'm going to be carrying it, my 10mm in the backcountry or doing other things like that. But this gun is turning more and more out to be just a fun range gun for me. So slide mounted is a great option for me. Everyone have a great day, have a great week, and let's get to shooting.